सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. May all beings be happy. May all beings be free from disease. May all be free from misery. May all attain peace and bliss in life. Om Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace will go. Stories of Vedanta monks, part 2. Sangha, Prasanga. There are two words are there. Sangha means association and Prasanga means conversation. Beautiful words. You must have association with the holy. You must talk also. If you have any questions, if you have any doubts, you must solve these questions. We find Sri Ram Swamiji had so many questions. We do not have questions about life. Jivon Jigyasa. What is life? Who am I? What is this world we live in? What is the goal or purpose of human life? What is bondage? What is liberation? All these questions arise in human mind. Shankaracharya mentioned in the Crucible of Discrimination, Durlabham Tramevaitat Devanugrahetukam Manushyatam Mumukshyattam Mahapurusha Samshaya. Listen carefully, these three things are rare in human life. Manushyatam, human life. Mumukshyattam, burning desire for liberation. And Mahapurusha Samshaya, association of a great soul. If you have these three, then you remember that you are on the right track. Manushyatta. Human life is very, very precious. If you read Chandogya Upanishad, Shankara was talking about human life. How is a soul reborn? The Jivatma, when they die, where do they go? There are many ways that they are, Devojan, Pitrijan, Brahmagoti. Most of the people are recycled. How? They go to the moon. Then cloud. Then rain. Then food. Then semen. Then entered in the female body. Then if you read the Godbhu Upanishad, you find how this embryo develops in the womb of our mothers, which is not easy to get a human body. If you hear the description of Shankara, you will amaze. All those souls are, some are falling in the ocean, some on the street through rain. They did not get any chance to be born. It must be eaten by a farm man, and then it must go to a woman. It is very, very, very difficult to get a human body. And blessed our parents that they gave us this human body to us. Why? So that you may realize God in this life. What is this world we live in? This world is the karma kshetra, field of action. Whatever you want to change, that must be changed here. In heaven there is no chance. In hell there is no chance. In this earth only there is a chance, whatever you want to do. You can be a saint, you can be a horrible person, you can be anything you like through your karma. These Vedantic scriptures analyze this doctrine of karma so vividly. When some people come and blames and tells some anything to me, you can read the doctrine of karma by Swami Vedanta. You are the maker of your own destiny. Every one of us. Whatever you think, that you will be. Yoja Shraddha Saiva Sa. Whatever faith is, that you will be. That I was trying to raise these things in the beginning, today, in my talk in the morning, about character. I sometimes tell people, one of the greatest contributions of Swami Vivekananda to the Western world is these 4 yogas. Karma yoga, Jnana yoga, Bhakti yoga, Raja yoga. These are the 4 royal paths take us to our destination. In the beginning of Karma Yoga, Swamiji raised this question. Whatever you do, whatever you think, that leave impressions in the mind. Those impressions form the habit, and the habit forms character. Whole mystery is in human character. I was listening to an evangelical speaker's sermon. He was telling, you must have change. Change, change, he was shouting. Change. You have the power to change yourself. Do not blame others. Then he told a story. Do you know how do they, in Hollywood people, how do they make movie? Well, I am the script writer, movie script writer. Another person would be director. Another person is the producer. Then they go to shoot that movie. They found it is not working. Then they again come to the script writer. Please change. If you do not change, movie will not come out. Change. Perhaps they spent already several $1 million. Cut, change. When you see the movie, you do not know how many times it has been rejected. Many sections are cut. He was telling average movie, $30-40 million waste. It does not work. And if you do not change, the movie will not come out. So he was talking about change your life and character. Human life, very precious. Sometimes I think how to lead a godless life. Think of that. I have plenty of money. I have family, wife, husband, children or whatever. I have plenty of money, nice home, nice car. I have everything one can think of from the human plane. Are you happy? No way. The all-devouring death is going to swallow all of us. When old age comes, I see some old home, retirement home or nursing home, I go see our old people. Death is coming. Jivavyo dharmashilasya. Mahabharata says, if you want to achieve something when you are young. So for that reason I tell the people, when you are physically strong, mentally strong, gain something, achieve something. Otherwise, after 60, 70, aches and pains. Go to the doctor's office. Gain something that before you leave this world, I have achieved something. It is so important, this precious human life. And we waste and waste and waste time. Sometimes I see that, nowadays the new iPhone, iPad, all these things have come. They take away the mind from God. I remember one story, listen carefully. Gopal Verma, that woman devotee of Sri Ramakrishna, he repeated mantra 16 hours a day, 30 years. 30 years, 16 hours a day. And he had the vision of the baby Gopala. Krishna used to play with her. Sri Ramakrishna passed away. That poor woman used to live in a small house. So one of the disciples bought a new mosquito curtain for her and gave to her. She was thinking, well, if the mice cut this mosquito curtain, what will happen? Whole night she was thinking about mosquito curtain. Early in the morning, she wrapped up that mosquito curtain, went to Varanagar Math, and returned that mosquito curtain to the disciples of Ramakrishna. Hey, take away your mosquito curtain. Last night, I could not think about my Krishna, my Gopala. The thing which takes away from the God, I don't want it. Now you check yourself. Who is taking away your mind from God? So many worldly, little things take away your mind from God. When you sit for meditation, think about it. Who is taking away my mind from God? These people demonstrated. This woman was the fruit seller in previous incarnation in Vrindavan, and gave fruits to Krishna. Sri Ramakrishna came, a group of people, those who will carry his message. They will demonstrate what is called true religion in this age. Swamiji, Brahmananda, Premananda, Turyananda, all the Dari disciples. They are all knowers of Brahman, knowers of God, Nitya Siddha, perfect souls, illumined souls. Why Sri Ramakrishna brought to them? Only they understand. Only they can carry his message. Ordinary people cannot carry God's message. When we see the teaching lives of the Jari disciples, we think we are nobodies. Nobodies. Their renunciation, their purity, their love, their devotion are palpable. And these monks I am talking to you, morning and there, these people saw these Hari disciples that burning with their renunciation and purity. You see, always remember, religion declines. Do you know why? Because the people do not practice it. There is a verse in the Vishnu Purana. Swadharma karma vimukha Krishna Krishna iti vadino teare deshino mudha dharmartham janmayate hari. There are some people say God, 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 God. They are enemies of God. Do you know why? Because they do not practice religion. Hypocrites. If you read in the Bible how Christ was chastising the Pharisees, you were hypocrites. So These people use religion for their personal interest. They are hypocrites. So this God comes as a human being to demonstrate what is true religion. Sri Ramakrishna, the direct disciples of Ramakrishna, they came and demonstrated those. Look, this is called true religion. Beware of the false prophets, as Christ used to say. Beware of the false prophets. These people are genuine spiritual people. Follow their footsteps. Your life will change. You know, spiritual life is so, so precious. Happiness. Sometimes I tell our people, listen to a story. Brahma, the creator, wanted to give to his children, human beings all over the world, take whatever you want. He gave lavishly everything to human beings to satisfy their desires. Then he was thinking, if I give everything to them, they will never come back to me. So I must keep a couple of things with me so that they will come back to me. What he kept with him? Peace and bliss. I shall keep with me. And anything you car, money, whatever you want, shop, he will give everything. Then he was thinking, if I keep it myself, they will attack me. My children are terrible. So he had a conference, he asked other gods, could you suggest where shall we keep this peace and bliss? Somebody suggested, put it under the ground. Well, you do not know this. They have dynamite, they will destroy this whole world. Well, then keep it under the ocean. Oh, they will go with submarine. That is not a safe place either. Then go in the outer space. Well, they will go with space shuttle. That is not a good place either. Then they thought that what shall we keep? He said, I shall keep peace and bliss in the heart of every human being. So if they want peace and bliss, they will have to go with him. That is called spiritual life. It is a journey from alone to alone. Go with him. The kingdom of heaven is within you. That Jesus said. Go with him. There is a beautiful mantra in the Kathopanishad. I sometimes repeat that mantra. Paranchikhani Vetrinath Sambhu Parang Pashyanti Nantaratman Kasya Dhira Pratyagatmanamakshat Avrita Chakshu Amritattamichan. God created the sense organs with outgoing tendencies. But there are some people with a view to realizing the self, Atman within, they go with it. So whole journey is to go with it. It is not outside. A man was searching his key outside on the street, under the street light, he was searching. Then someone asked, what are you looking for? Well, I lost my key. Why did you leave it in my house? Well, why did you not go in the house? There is no light there. The light is on the street. That is happening all of us. We are searching outside. The kingdom of heaven is within you. All the Upanishads, Riddhi, in the heart, on the heart. All Upanishads you read, they will direct you. That where is that Atman, the self, God, which is within. That realm is a different realm. There you will get peace and bliss. Outside world, No happiness. Ask people. Billionaire, ask people. One day he came to me and was telling, Swami, my mind fluctuates every day. Uncle, how? Well, I inherit some money and I put it into the stock market. I open my computer. If stocks are up, my mind is up. Stock is down, mind is down. Swami, I cannot help it. My mind fluctuates. Happiness. Now I shall start. Swami Bodhatmananda, he was the principal of our training center. I am very indebted to him because he was my mentor. He taught me true spiritual life, monastic life, how to build it. How to build the monastic life, spiritual life, he taught me. He was very well versed in the scriptures. At the same time, he was a sadhaka. Some monks are brilliant, tremendously intellectual. Some monks are deeply spiritual. But this Swami are both. Deeply spiritual and deeply intellectual. He was telling me through rules and regulations. You cannot shape a human character. If they do not get the taste and love, it does not move. You need a good teacher. I read a book, My Music, My Life, by Ravi Shankar, famous sitarist. He was telling that he was a disciple of Alauddin Khan, great musician. Well, I used to play sitar, coaching 15 hours a day. If I fall asleep, he would come and hit me with a stick. Get up, practice. Only a good student can be a good teacher. He used to tell that, real teacher is he who demonstrates to his students. Only not verbally, but in life also. He told me, I went to see M. M means the recorder of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. And he was telling, somebody seeing some monks criticize, but they do not see that monk's personal life. A monk, this is he quotes, Sadhu is at his best when he meditates and becomes one with God. You people do not see the monks that time. Sadhu is at his best when he meditates and becomes one with God. You see a monk is eating and doing this and that, they will say, do not judge, do not criticize people. But how to go in deep meditation? It depends upon your practice, abhyas. Practice makes a person perfect. You conditioned your stomach that I shall give you breakfast at 8 o'clock, lunch at 1 o'clock, supper at 7 o'clock. You condition. Your stomach will ask food, which is breakfast. Give me food. Your lunchtime, your stomach will remind you, I am hungry, give me food. In evening also your stomach will demand food. Why? Because several years you condition your stomach. Same way, you must condition your mind that I shall give you meditation, spiritual food, early in the morning at 6 o'clock. In the evening also, I shall give you this food in the same time, which is called Kshanarahasya, the mystery of time. Your mind will say, hey, you did not give me food. As your stomach says, you did not give me food, your mind will tell you the same way. Abhyas, by repetition of practice, is extremely important. And stand on your own feet. Take the responsibility on yourself. Let be gone, be bygone. Do not think about the past. Move forward. Move forward. If you lie down, your fortune will lie down with you. If you sit up, your fortune will sit up with you. If you stand up, your fortune will stand up with you. If you move on, the fortune will move on with you. So move on. In spiritual life, some days we don't get meditation. Mind is very disturbed. Go to the shrine, only repeating the mantra, no meditation. Some days, yes. So never give up. That is a great saying. Natu Maharaj used to say, "Sam tak pata zarur padegi." All of you are invited in the banquet. People will be fed batch after batch. Some people will get food at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Before evening, all people will be fed. Wait, do not leave the banquet. You are all invited, you will be fed. Maharaj was telling me it was 29th May 1960. Swami was in Devghar. He was telling, Swami Shivananda also came to Devghar. Previous night, he initiated a cook and a servant in the monastery. And at night, Maharaj has terrible asthma. He was almost dying. Then next morning, when the monks came to bow down to him, he said, you know, last night, I was about to die. I had so much spasm. I was thinking this is my last breath. But do you know what happened? From inside, something I experienced. I am the Atman. I am neither the body nor the mind senses. I am the Atman. In every gasping, I was repeating, I am the Atman, I am the Atman, I am the Atman. And it is over. All left me. He was, you know, if you do not live with these people, you do not know. It is a great mystery. Then Swami asked Bodhatmananda, what should be our attitude toward work? Maharaj, it is a privilege. You are right, it is privilege. It is privilege. Many are called, but few are chosen. It is a great thing that we have got the opportunity to serve God. God does not use all bodies, I tell you frankly. Those who are pure, unselfish, dedicated, God uses those bodies for His mission, for His work. He used to tell me quite often, many are called, but few are chosen. Blessed you are that you got an opportunity to serve Sri Ramakrishna. That is the reason I ask all the devotees, whenever you have time and opportunity, serve the center. This is the way you can serve Thakur. he cautioned me when I first joined. Don't keep any connection with the family. Otherwise you have two legs on the two boat. One boat in the family, one leg in the family, one leg in the monastery. If you have two legs on two boats, you will fall into the ocean. Then he gave a beautiful example. I wrote down in my diary. I shall never forget that one. Listen, young man. There are 2 ponds, same depth. One is near the Ganges, another is far away from the Ganges. During summer, both ponds are dry. But the pond which is near the Ganges, it remains muddy, soggy. It is not completely dry. But the pond which is far away from the Ganges, you will find cracked, completely dry. That means that has more renunciation, and this person's mind is soggy, still connected with the family. The way he described to me, I cannot tell you. First establish a relationship with Thakur. Then he told me another story, how to establish relationship with Thakur. That he told from M. M told him. In India, when a girl is married, most now I do not know, the arranged marriage, when parents will decide, they will they select the groom and the bride. The parents, arranged marriage. Before marriage you have not seen with whom you are going to marry. This girl, perhaps 18 or 20 years, lived with his parents. After marriage, she will have to go to her husband's house. At that time, embracing the mother, she cries, I shall not go. I shall stay with you. Oh, no. That man is your husband, his house is your house. My sweet daughter, please go. Time to time you come and see me, and we shall come and see you. He does not want to go. She does not want to go. Because 18, 20 years attachment, living with the family, she is going to cut like this. Going to a person, a stranger, I do not know him. But she goes. Then she has a couple of children. Father is writing a letter to the daughter that, your mother is not well, could you come and see her? She also writes back, Mother, I cannot come, I have, who will cook for your son-in-law? My 2 children are at school, I'll have to look after, perhaps I shall try during Christmas vacation. This girl did not want to go, and now she does not want to come back. Why? Because she established a relationship. She knows that this man is my husband. He said, the same way, if you can establish relationship with Sri Ramakrishna, with God, you are safe and secure. Very homely, very family-oriented example, but it has a very deep meaning. He told me about his life in experience. I was in Rishikesh, practicing austerity. One day, it became a revelation to me. I understood what is Maya. I was so excited. There was a big piece of rock. I encircled the rock several times. Then I bumped my forehead on the rock. I understood what is Maya. But it became a revelation to me. Maya is such a bad thing, the moment you understood, it will disappear. That is Maya. The moment light comes, darkness go away. That is the way Maya vanishes. And another Swami told me a very funny story. Buddhi, marriage, intellect, marriage, ego, aham. So, intellect was telling ego, Our marriage life is so happy. We are having such a nice time. I think we should rouse the Atman and share our joy with the Atman. The ego says, no way. The moment Atman will arise, you will die, I will die. Let Atman sleeps. That is happening to all of us, you know. Our Atman is sleeping within us. And we have a very beautiful marriage between buddhi, intellect and the ego. That is the human play is going on. Which is the play of the ego and buddhi. Ego and intellect. I. If you read Shankara's gradual discrimination, you will find ahamta mamata bhava. This I and my are the world. If you have no I and my, there is no world for you. I and my are the warp and woof of Maya. We are all trapped. All human beings, all of us, we are trapped by I and my. I am beautiful, I am learned, I am this, I am that, I am my home, my family, my gene. All I and my, day and night we think about I and my. I remember one of our devotees came to me, Swami, I have a little ego problem. I told him, her name is Rita. I told her, Rita, do you really have any ego? But oh Swami, I have ego. Then I said, Rita, are you the Miss Universe? No, Swami. I told him, do you have millions of dollars? No. Do you have PhD degree? No. Then what do you have? People become proud if they have beauty, money, learning, they become egotistic. You do not have these things, but still Swami, I have ego. What to do? Swami Bodhatmananda told another story about Brahmachari Ram Maharaj. He was in Almora. Bodhatmananda also stayed with him. Swamiji has a goat. And in the morning he used to milk that goat to make his tea. They used to, in India sometimes we add milk with the tea. So Swamiji was, and the udder of the goat is long and Swamiji could not milk it. So Swamiji asked this Ram Maharaj, Brahmachari Ram, hey Kapla, lift this back 2 legs up so that he can milk. So he grabbed the 2 back legs of the of the goat up, and so that Swamiji can milk the goat. Then after milking the goat, Swamiji said, hey, today Kapla bollam kichu mone korli na to. I told you a Kapla means a dumble, stupid. I told you stupid dumble, did you mind? Don't mind. Nam Rup Mithya. The sound, name and form are not real. That entered inside him. Nam Rup Mithya. You see, Swamiji is the knower of Brahman. His words are very, very powerful. Yes. Even his scolding became a great boon for this monk. And that monk practiced one teaching of Sri Ramakrishna. Rame Richa. Everything is the will of Rama. You know that parable, that a man was meditating, some robbers forced that man to carry their stolen goods, then police chased them, the robbers ran away, and this good man was caught with the merchandise or the objects of the stolen goods. They took him to jail, and the villagers came and said, no, he cannot be a robber, he cannot steal. So he was taken to the judge. Judge asked him, tell me what happened. Well, I was meditating at midnight. The thieves, robbers, forced me to carry their stolen goods. I was following them. Then police chased, they ran away. I was caught, I was in jail. Now I am in front of the judge. Judge released him. So by the will of Rama, now I am free. That he practiced. So what happened? He was with Boshishan's house. I went there in 1970 in Almora. So he was, their Boshishan's wife was Gertrude Emerson Sen. Very learned woman, I met her. She was an editor of Northern India, some newspaper, anyhow. Very famous lady, American. So many Westerners would come to her. So one Christian missionary came. So Ram Maharaj was asking, is it the will of Father? I have a simple question. Is it the will of God? Is it the will of Christ that all people in this world should be Christians? The Christian missionary said, yes. Then this brahmachari Ram Maharaj said, Father, shall I be frank with you? You have no faith in Christ. Why? Christ was God. If it is the will of God, then all people should be Christian, but that is not happening. It is you people want it and convert people. Everything happens by the will of God that he practiced. Then he told me another story of Swami Jagodananda. Both of them are in Vrindavan. And Swami was meditating in his room, and this next in the veranda, the Swami Jagodananda ji, mother's disciple, was giving a class to the monks. So 2-3 days passed. Then he asked, Maharaj, that is the evening time I meditate and you give classes. It is disturbing my meditation. My goodness, my brother, why did you not tell me earlier? I, being a monk, I shall disturb anybody's meditation. I shall give class to some other place. Then he told me another story that one day from Belur Math I carried a very special letter to Swami Sharadananda, who was in Udbodhan, Calcutta. He was the General Secretary. What happened? Well, I went and gave the letter to him. Maharaj, this is a very urgent letter for you. He was smoking his pipe, hubble bubble. He kept the pipe there. He took his knife, letter opener, opened the letter. He read it, put on the glasses, read it, put it in the envelope, put it there, and again he took his hubble bubble and started to smoke. But do you know what? I had a great lesson. I found these people, how they work. They bring their mind to the higher plane and finish the work, and then again go back to the higher plane. Unperturbed. State of very good, manifested wisdom. You see, we do not know how to work. We are so restless. But that I learned. Sometimes he used to make joke. You know, there are 3 kinds of monks. Some monks are fried with oil, some monks are fried with ghee, and some monks are fried with ghee and soaked into syrup. Very funny way. Let me explain to you what he meant. Some monks are they're monks, no doubt, but still they have curiosity about the outside world, what is going on, you know, in newspaper news, this, that. Very little outgoing tendencies. Just the beginners. And some monks are deeply intellectual. They want to understand the inner meaning of the scriptures. And there are some monks, they have the scriptural knowledge and they are soaked in devotion. It is like a American donut, you know. Fried and soaked into syrup. Our jalebi, fried into ghee and soaked into syrup. Ghee means you have renunciation and devotion, both. That he meant. There are some monks are deeply intellectual and deeply spiritual. He said, you check in which group you want to go, he told me. He told me another story about him. He went to him. Every evening, many people after work would come to him. It is a modern institution. I went there in the 4th floor on Amherst Street. It was his school. And he had a small room on the upper floor, just attic room. A man came, সংসারে বড় যন্ত্রণা জ্বালা. In family life, that man was telling him, so much suffering, misery. Him listened. Hello, did you hear? This man says there is so much suffering in family and others. Did you hear? This man says. Did you hear this? In this way he was telling the whole audience, this person is complaining that in family life so many problems. That I'm not telling all family life is bad, but this man was very miserable, that he came to him for a little peace, for some consolation. Then M said, whole night he was drinking bottle after bottle wine. We do not get hangover or stagger in the morning. You are drinking this worldliness day and night. You are supposed to be drunk. Drink this divine nectar, spiritual life, so that your life will be peaceful and blissful. He gave a beautiful instruction to that man. I remember, this is a little bit personal, but I shall tell you. In the training center, everybody has a plot of land where you grow the flowers. So I got some marigold plants from Shillong. They are big, big marigold. And I planted, I remember nearly 20 plants I planted. I put some fertilizer and water. Do you know what happened? Next morning I came and I found all cleared. By rabbits and chipmunks cleared all my tender plants of marigold. They cleared it. So when I came I was very depressed, really depressed. I thought my plot will be the first and I shall make beautiful marigold and make a garland, and that garland will be around Sri Ramakrishna's neck in the temple. That was my goal. Anyhow, I was depressed. When Maharaj was passing for walking, I said, Maharaj, I am very depressed. What happened? My marigold is gone. Then he told me, in the Vedanta class you said everything is Brahman. So chipmunks are also Brahman. Then he gave an illustration. There is a room, and all walls are made of mirrors. So a dog entered that room and saw the reflection. And the dog was thinking that this is my opponent. Go, 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 go. The more he said go, go, he saw go, go reflection in all the mirrors. So he was thinking, my goodness, go, 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 go. So he was telling me, you are that dog, making go, 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 go. How to live with these monks, you know? How you are doing go, go, go sound? They are also Brahman. That is very difficult. You know, I saw in St. Louis, they put a fence around. We have the same problem in St. Louis. They put a fence around so that nobody can ruin it. That is a very funny story. Another story I still remember. It was in dining hall. We are brahmacharis. We have to serve food. Do you know how it goes? 25, 25, face, 25, 25, face, 25, 25, face to face. This is the way the line goes, and you will have to serve food with a bucket, rice, dal, vegetables. That is the duty of the training center brahmacharis. So in the dining hall, a senior Swami made a remark against a brahmachari, and Swami Bodhatmananda was seated just opposite to him. He became very mad. He raised his voice and told this young old Swami, "Don't think that orphans have come here." This way he raised very voice, and everybody was quiet in the dining hall. Nearly 150 monks are seated there. And he was a very respectable Swami, training center principal. So he lost his temper. Next morning, do you know what happened? I was there. This Bodhatmananda went to that senior Swami and knocked at his door. And the senior Swami came out. I was there. He fell at his feet and said, "Maharaj, yesterday I lost my temper. Please forgive me." And the senior Swami embraced him and said, "Yari, forget it, forget it." A holy person's anger is just like mark on the water. It disappears very quickly. Don't think about it. Then I saw how they reconciled very quickly. Then I went to his room. "Maharaj, could you tell me what is the mystery?" He told me, this incident took place in the lunchtime. I did not get evening meditation. I did not get morning meditation. It disturbed me. I do not want to ruin my meditation. That is the reason I want to reconcile. I went to the senior Swami and apologized. "Maharaj, please forgive." He was telling me, do not disturb your meditation. If something, Christ also said, if you see there is something wrong, go to your brothers, reconcile, then come and pray. Christ also said the same thing. So I saw that Swami. He said, I tell you one thing, your spiritual life is very important, and protect it by any way, through humility, through anything, so that your meditation should not be disturbed. Sometimes it happens, we quarrel among each other in the family and this and that, and we harbor that ill feeling and it is no good at all. I could immediately clear it, as soon as possible. That he taught me. In living together, sometimes some misunderstanding develops. I sometimes quote our desert fathers, that famous saying. Two monks are living in a small cell, and they said, we have no fight, we have no quarrel, let us fight together. But how to start? Well, let us start. You must say, "This is mine," and I shall say, "This is mine." Then you raise your voice, "This is mine," and I shall raise my voice. When the first monk said, "This is mine," the second monk said, "If it is yours, take it." Immediately quarrel stopped. If it is yours, take it. So sometimes just renounce for petty things. That let us go. So do not harbor these little things, and do not harbor ill feeling for anybody in their life. That becomes boomerang. If you leave these monks, how they reconcile, how they live together. Many things, just time solves many problems. He was a great, great monk. another Swami, I interviewed him 1st September 1986 in Rameshwaram. I had a tape recorder. I recorded him, Swami Sarvajñananda. He is from Tamil Nadu. He was telling very simple sadhu, so simple. But I was a student, I was carrying from chichinga. Chichinga means some kind of vegetable, long. So they told me that you carry this thing to Swami Brahmananda. So I was carrying to the monastery from my students' home, and I saw Brahmananda was coming to visit the monastery. So I put my head on his feet, and I cannot get up because I am holding this. So Brahmananda got me, my two arms, and lifted me up. Now boy, go to the monastery and put it there. Then he said, Maharaj, you are so compassionate. Then another story he told about Brahmananda. Well, in our students' home, there was a Krishna festival. And the little boy became Krishna with all dressed up like Krishna. And he was brought to the monastery. And Brahmananda came out from his room. He simply bowed down that little Krishna on the floor. Well, I was the only witness I saw. He was an ordinary young boy, and here is Brahmananda, president of the Ramakrishna Order, spiritual son of Sri Ramakrishna, completely lay down on the floor and bowed down and touched his feet. Well, I am the witness of these two incidents. He was a disciple of Swami Shivananda. Well, I was a brahmachari. I was picking flowers from the garden and I was about to take to the shrine. Swami Shivananda said, hey, Swami was asking him, he told the South Indian name, he could not remember 2-3 times. Hey, young boy, I shall give you a name. Will you take my name? Then other monk says, yes. All right, Maharaj, your name is Bhajo Hori. Meaning, worship the Lord. Bhajo means worship, Hori means Lord. Worship the Lord. Then Swami Shivananda began to dance. Bhajo Hori, Hori Bhajo, Bhajo Hori, Hori Bhajo. He started to dance and people are watching. And what a Brahman is dancing. And since then he became very famous. Hey, Bhajo Hori Maharaj. So he was telling, Maharaj was asking, give me some flowers, I shall offer to Sri Ramakrishna. But he was told, no, you should not give any flowers to anybody, because it will go first to Sri Ramakrishna. Hey, Bhajo Hori, I am going to the shrine, give me some flowers, I shall offer to Sri Ramakrishna. So I gave the flowers to the Swami. He was so simple. He told two stories I shall tell him about his reminiscences of Miss Josephine MacLeod. Miss MacLeod used to stay 6 months in America, 6 months in India. In Belur Martin, they have a guest house. Miss MacLeod used to stay there. So what happened? Her boat, at that time there was no aeroplane. Her ship anchored at Madras Harbour. So there was some time, so he took a cab, came to the monastery. It was 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. So he asked the abbot, please open the room, I want to go to see Swamiji. Oh no, you will have to stay till 4 o'clock. After offering food and we put the Lord to the bed, then shrine will open at 4 o'clock. Now you will have to wait at 4 o'clock. What? If Swami Vivekananda were alive, he would come to receive me at the port, and I have come to see him. Open the door right now. You see, American women are very powerful. Very powerful American women. So the abbot told Bhajo Hori Maharaj, please open the door for her. So she went and just sat in Swamiji's room for some time. Then again he took his cab and took her cab and left. You see, this is called real love and devotion. It breaks all barriers, all protocols, all rules, if you have love. That Swami told in his reminiscences. Then he told, I had an interview with Sister Christine. You American, how do you understand Vedanta? If you want to understand Vedanta, do you know what you are supposed to do? You will have to study Shankara's philosophy and how Shankara refuted the other schools of philosophy. Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya, Yoga, Purvamimamsa, the ritualistic school of the Vedas, Buddhist, Jains, Charvakas, then Kapalikas. There are so many schools of thoughts, how Shankara refuted them. Then you can understand Vedanta. Then Christian said, Swami, you are ignorant. You do not know who taught Vedanta to us. It was Vivekananda. It is Swami Vivekananda taught us Vedanta. We perfectly understood what Vedanta is. He lifted our minds in the upper plane of consciousness and we learned Vedanta. We know what Vedanta is. That's a beautiful way. To understand Vedanta. I met another Swami in 1982 in Benares. I'm just telling you how Swami monks lead their lives. He was telling, I memorized 42 verses of Shiva Mahimna Stotram, one of the most famous hymns on Lord Shiva. Do you know what do I do? Every day I go and bathe in the Ganges. So I take one verse, one shloka in a piece of paper, and when I walk on the street I memorize. I repeat. The paper in my hand, it is 15 minutes walk from our center to the Ganges. So 15 minutes I repeat. And while come back, 15 minutes I repeat. So I memorize. So all 42 days I memorize 42 verses. Now I can memorize the whole hymn. Time to time we watch that how monks maintain their spiritual level through study, through memorization, through repeating mantra, through meditation, various ways. Another monk I met, he in the after lunch he used to go to a Sannyasin college. In Benares, there is a place where monks are trained. There are some great scholars. They will give classes on Vedanta, Upanishad, Brahma Sutra, Gita. So these monks go there and learn. Then I met another monk, very interesting. He was telling me, hello young man, listen. Do you know the story of Tolstoy? You know what story? A Russian farmer had two bulls. One bull was pulling the yoke, plow. Another bull was very lazy, did not want to pull the plow. So farmer was disgusted, sold that bull to the butcher, and you know what happens to that bull. The other bull faithfully served the master. When that bull became old, the farmer was thinking, this bull gave me so much service all through his life. I shall not sell that bull to the butcher. I shall keep that bull in my farm and let him die in a natural death. He was telling me that do not question, work hard for the master. Do not think about the old age, what will happen, this and that. Just work. Well, Ramakrishna is not ungrateful. As a farmer, he is not ungrateful. The way he told, I shall never forget that. way he told that Russian story. Another Swami told me that how Ramakrishna brought his disciples from different incarnations. He was telling Swamiji was Shaptorshi Rishi, was a part of Shiva. Ram Brahmananda was a mate of Krishna. In Krishna's, he was a Krishna Shaka, friend of Krishna. Premananda was born in the part of Radha. Swami Niranjananda, part of Rama. Purna in the part of Vishnu. Yogananda in previous life Arjuna. Vigyanananda was a part of Jambuvan in the Ramayana. Latu Maharaj was Hanuman. Shivananda was Shiva's part. Then he said, for his previous life I was a Buddha monk. Ramakrishnananda, Sharadananda were disciples of Christ. Aim, Balaram, Chaitanya were the companions of Chaitanya. Girish was the incarnation of Bhairav. Akhandananda, whatever he used to say, I am Ma Yashoda. Then he was talking about Gopalarma was the fruit seller in the Krishna incarnation in Vrindavan. Yoginma, Kripa Siddha, he is a Gopi in previous life, Jaya, part of the companion of the Divine Mother. Golapma, Vijaya, companion of the Divine Mother. Nistarini is the part of Chinnamasta. Rani Rashmani is the one of the 8 companions of the Divine Mother. Lakshmi was part of incarnation of Shitala. These people are not ordinary human beings. They come when the God comes. Otherwise he cannot play. Ordinary people cannot understand him. This Swami told me all these stories. Swami Premananda told, Swamiji sometimes argue with Sri Ramakrishna. Ah, sir, your Kali is all illusion, all these things. Swamiji used to tell all these things to his Guru. Then Swamiji, Sri Ramakrishna one day says, you know, you were such a great soul. When you talk like this, you know how do I feel? Listen, how I feel. A rich man wanted to sell hire, some gems. So it was nearly 200,000 rupees. And he saw another jeweler is coming to buy these things. Immediately he took these things and put under his shoe. And then when that man left, he tried to take the thing out. He saw that gem broke into pieces. Then I was saying, why did you break into pieces? Well, I am supposed to be in the head of the people and you put it under the shoes. So out of Obhiman means I am so piqued, so I broke into pieces. So you were such a great soul and you talk like this. I feel I must break into pieces. Very interesting. Swami Shuddhananda, Swamiji's disciple, he come read gospel to me. From his room all the time somebody must read the gospel. Anybody comes to bow down to here's the president. Listen to the gospel. Listen to the gospel. That is a great scripture in this age. We aim presented the gospel of Ramakrishna. We know the exact place. We know the time. We know the people. We know the conversation. I shall tell you one of my personal things. Huh? Swami Shuddhananda, Swamiji's disciple. You know, I remember Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna in Bengali, 5 volumes. Each volume is nearly 250 pages. So what happened, when I find my mind is disturbing too much, I used to read the Bengali Gospel. Morning, I can read 40 to 50 pages per hour. I shall not read the poems, songs. I shall not read the stories, because those things I know. I wanted to read only the dialogue. Only the dialogue I read. Within 5 hours, I finished the whole book. 5 hours I read on the Gospel of Ramakrishna, morning till afternoon. Then when I went for a walk, I found only that dialogue was coming to my mind. Flashing, flashing, flashing. I can see. I am telling you the power of this scripture on human mind. You can experiment it. I remember in Hollywood one day, one devotee, her husband was a movie director, American. Swami, I am very depressed today. I told her, you obey me, go to your room, close the door, and read this lecture of Swamiji from Complete Was Volume 2, Open Secret. Go, read loudly, so that your 3 organs will function. Your lip, mouth, your eyes and ear. 3 organs will take Swamiji inside you. When you read without sound, only your eyes are reading. You are feeding only through the eyes. But if you speak loudly, with voice, sound, then 3 organs will function. Ear, mouth and eyes. It will take 45 minutes to 1 hour, one lecture of Swamiji, and you tell me how it works. It works. Swami, my mind is up again. Christopher Isherwood. You see, when I was there, when Prabhupada was sick in 1975, 76, Isherwood would read one lecture of Swamiji. Whole temple was packed. He used to read and he used to make comments. Read and comment. Because we used to switch. This week Santa Barbara, next week Hollywood. So both of us would switch. But Swami, when I read Swamiji, I feel his presence. And I feel there is so much power behind his words. These are the practical things I am telling you. You can experiment. See, it will work. If it works on me, it will work on you. That is the way the Vedanta teachers teach. Thank you very much. You can ask me questions. Vivekananda. I give them
quite a few questions, but I don't know how many I can go through. First one is, you said build the relationship.
Take the closer. Yeah.
Okay, you said build the relationship with Thakur. So how to develop for one with no personal touch, other than reading so many books, or maybe association with people like you? Do you find a way of that happening miraculously?
Please rephrase your question. Straight.
Okay. How to build a relationship with Thakur?
Okay, that's enough. That's enough.
Okay.
That's enough. How to build relationship with Thakur? Kayena manasa vacha. 3 ways. Physically, mentally, verbally. Do you know how to do it? If you want to love a person, you will have to know him. You cannot love a person on the street, a stranger, because you do not know that person. And if you want to establish relationship with him, you will have to know him and you will have to love him. A love and knowledge go together. This is the way it works. Here is a girl, love at first sight, fell in love with a young man, handsome young man. Only seeing the physical beauty of that man, young man, these girls had love. I want to marry him. This girl's friend says, you know, that boy is coming from a very rich family. He will inherit a lot of money. Immediately her love goes up. Oh, he is a rich man, I shall marry him. Then her another friend says, you know, that young man is a great musician, great athlete. He has so many good qualities. The more this girl listens the greatness and glory and of this man, the more her love increases. Correct? This is the way it was. Though it is an old example. Similarly, in a spiritual life, the more you know Sri Ramakrishna, through reading, through listening from others, from various sources, then do you know what will happen? Your mind will be full of Sri Ramakrishna. At that time, in Gita, 3 words have been used. Watch that verse, 11th chapter, verse 54. Evam bhaktya tu ananya shakya aham evam vidorjunam gyatum cha drashtum cha tattena vigyantu